Every time you do a good job, you polish yourself one more time. Hi, I'm Linda Watson-Call. Welcome to this week's episode of Dragonfly Soup. I hope you're enjoying these episodes as much as I enjoy creating them. So please show your support of this program by clicking the link below. Any contribution to help continue this series will be greatly appreciated. I think I mentioned a few times that I'm a substitute teacher in my school district. Last week, I spent several days in the lower elementary schools, preschool through first grade. And some of these kiddos need help with their daily activities. I was working with a little one, and being my first time in this room, I didn't know the routine. Now, routine is very important at this level. If they take out their papers before they take out their pencils, then I better do it the same way. Well, I fumbled a few times. I apologized for not knowing the routine and was told, rather matter-of-factly, that the next time I should try harder. I smiled and I said I would. I thought to myself, wow, I wonder if she hears that in this classroom or at home. It didn't matter. It's just that there was no being upset about a change in routine, just a suggestion to me to try harder the next time. Well, I made a note of that, and the next day I made sure that I followed the routine to the T. After we completed the tasks, I asked her, so, how did I do? Her comment? Good job, as she nodded her head. That made my day. Not because I did the right things, but because this little 5-year-old acknowledged that everything was done correctly. And she could have said something like, it was okay, or some other non-committal words, but she said, good job. I thought about that for the rest of the day. Good job. That's something we don't hear that often anymore. Not from others, not even from ourselves. What if, I wondered, whenever we saw someone doing something right or attempting to do it right, we smiled and said, good job. How do you think that person would feel? What if we told ourselves, good job, whenever we completed a task, even if it wasn't 100% right, as long as what we were doing was as good as we were able to do? How would we feel? And if someone said good job to you, I bet you'd be as thrilled as I was that day. You know, it doesn't take much to acknowledge another person and the work that they are doing. And when we do that, we give that person a reason to smile and feel good about him or herself. It's called positive reinforcement. You know, we complain a lot about how people don't know how to treat other people. Well, maybe they really do, but no one takes a few seconds to stop what they're doing and say, thanks, good job. It even works on social media. You see a post, it could be controversial, and maybe something you feel very strongly about. Your first reaction might be to slam that person who wrote the post, tell them in no uncertain terms that they were wrong. Or you could step back and think. Even if you didn't agree with them, do they have a well-thought-out post? Could you write something like, I understand where you're coming from, and even though I disagree, you've made a very good point. Thanks for sharing your opinion on this matter. Bruce Sylvania wrote, every time you do a good job, you polish yourself one more time. And I'll add that every time you tell someone that they did a good job, you're adding to their polish. You're encouraging them to continue doing what they're doing. Think about how you could apply this in your everyday life. If you're an adult, do you encourage your coworkers when they're doing a good job? Do you tell them that they are? Do you thank or compliment your spouse or child when they do something around the house that needed to be done? When you go out to eat, do you ever think of telling the waitstaff that they're doing a good job? Do you ever send back compliments to the cook? Build on the good you see in others. Give them some polish. Now, if you're a youngster, or even a not-so-youngster, Do you ever tell a classmate that they did a good job on answering questions in the classroom? Or how about your teacher, Mrs. or Mr. Teacher? That explanation for osmosis was great. I understand it completely now. Thanks. How about members of your family? Even if what they did wasn't directly for you, can you still say, good job? Say to a parent, I appreciate you making my favorite meal, or thank you for taking me to my favorite food spot. The possibilities of making someone's day is endless, but we have to look for the opportunity and then do it. You polish the people in your life, and they will polish you as well. In the end, we will all feel good about ourselves as well as the other people in our lives. Think about it. Let's put out an effort on saying good job more often. Then share in the comments below or in a message how you felt when you did this and the response you received from others. Be sure to click like for this week's episode, and while you're at it, share it with your friends. You might also want to check out our gift shop where you can purchase items like the Dragonfly Soup t-shirts, hoodies, or other gifts. The link is below. And I'll see you next week, right here on Dragonfly Soup. Here's to our transformation and our best year ever.